Today's topic might feel a little scattered, but it's a conversation worth having. We're going to talk about healing, because everything in life starts with healing. If we don't heal, we won't reach happiness. Pain and wounds act as barriers, preventing us from experiencing joy and clarity. The first thing you need to understand is that trauma doesn't come from experiences themselves, but from the stories and beliefs we form around those experiences. Think about it. Two people can go through the same childhood, the same struggles. One becomes compassionate and kind, while the other turns manipulative and self-serving. Why? Because one chose to transform their pain into love, while the other chose to project their suffering onto others. Healing is not an accident, it's a decision. Many people ask, how do I heal? How do I free myself? But before answering that, we have to acknowledge something crucial. You cannot heal while blaming others for your suffering. If you're still saying, my parents didn't love me, my childhood was unfair, my relationships are a mess because of my past, then you're still stuck in the victim mindset. And as long as you're trapped in that mentality, healing will remain out of reach. Psychologists say that if an event happened years ago, but you still think about it daily, your brain perceives it as if it's happening right now. Your body remains in a constant state of stress. Your nervous system stays on high alert. And over time, this stress manifests as illness, high blood pressure, anxiety, depression. Your subconscious mind doesn't differentiate between past and present. So every time you relive painful memories, your body reacts as if the trauma is happening all over again. And what's the result? Your heart races, your stomach tightens, and your body suffers, all because of something that is no longer real. So, if reliving the past doesn't change anything, what's the solution? Healing happens in two ways, either naturally and gradually, or with the guidance of a professional. But most people struggle because they seek shortcuts. They want instant healing without understanding the proper steps. They open their wounds without knowing how to close them. They go from one therapy session to another, from one meditation to the next, thinking that healing is about consuming more and more information. But the truth is, you don't need more knowledge. You need action. Deep inside, you already know what you need to do. The real problem is that you haven't made the decision yet. Healing starts when you take full responsibility for your life. There's no secret formula, no hidden trick. The biggest turning point in my life was the moment I accepted that I am responsible for everything that happens to me. If I'm broke, that's on me. If I'm unhappy, that's on me. If I feel stuck, that's on me. The moment I accepted this, everything changed. Most people don't like hearing this. It's easier to blame life, society, the economy, bad luck. But as long as you keep blaming external forces, you give away your power. There was a time in my life when I felt completely stuck. I was working a job I hated, barely making enough to survive. And then, on top of that, I faced a family crisis. It felt like I was carrying a massive weight on my shoulders, and then someone came and added an even heavier stone on top of it. I started searching for solutions, but nothing seemed to work. Until one day, I decided to let go. I quit my job. I had no backup plan, no safety net, nothing. But I told myself, life is not supposed to be this painful. There has to be another way. I sat down with myself and asked the questions I had been avoiding. What do I really want? What kind of life do I actually want to live? And that moment of honesty, of pausing instead of constantly running, was the most important step I ever took. Most people are always running after money, after relationships, after success. But they never stop to ask themselves if they're running in the right direction. And that's why they stay lost. The best thing you can do for yourself is pause. Sit with your thoughts, no distractions, and face the truth. If you keep running without direction, you'll spend your whole life chasing something that doesn't even make you happy. Healing isn't about erasing pain, it's about learning from it. It's about seeing your struggles as lessons instead of punishments. And if you're wondering how to know where your deepest wounds are, it's simple. Look at what keeps repeating in your life. If you keep attracting toxic relationships, if you keep facing the same financial struggles, if you keep feeling the same kind of emptiness, that's where your healing needs to begin. You don't have to go digging into the past. You don't have to reopen old wounds. Just pay attention to what life is trying to teach you right now. The real challenge of healing is patience. Most people quit when they reach a certain point. They get uncomfortable. They feel empty. They think healing is making them feel worse instead of better. But that emptiness, that's the doorway to transformation. If you can sit with your discomfort without running away, you've already won half the battle. I know this was a long conversation, but I said everything I felt needed to be said. If you made it this far, that means something inside you is ready to change. Just remember, healing isn't about finding the perfect method or waiting for the right time. It's about making a decision. And once you decide to take responsibility for your life, everything else will follow.